And that's the thing, too. If you're listening and you have dwarfism or you know somebody who has dwarfism, getting connected with a group like this, I think, is super important.
If you have any of those that I listed, if you play soccer or like soccer and you are blind,
deaf, CP, Down
have
syndrome,
some sort of CP, there's different levels of CP.
Any sort of disability, like look into it.
Yes, UASA, United Adaptive Soccer Association, is doing some good.
What is up, guys? Thank you for being here. Welcome to Raising Heights. I am Tori.
I'm Zach.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. We're going to just little updates here and there. It's been a minute since we've podcasted. We tend to get a bunch done in order, and then we kind of take a break. And so it's been a minute since we've sat here.
Yeah. But they have listened to an episode last week, right?
They did, yeah.
Okay, so they are up to date.
I know. You guys are up to date. We are not. We are slacking in the Roloff house. I feel like we got super busy with school, the end of summer.
Yeah.
All the things.
But exciting. We're going to talk about, our Labor Day weekend and kind of all the things that we did. We got first day of school coming up, or happened. And we'll talk about that, how first days of schools went for Jackson and Lila. And peak and pit, though.
Pit. Zach and I fought this morning.
Argued. We don't fight.
We passively aggressive argue with each other.
Yeah.
I've been a little frustrated at my family.
I'm not going to say anything. Not going to start that over.
Yeah. We've been in a kind of a tough season of life just with our kids, and they just don't let Zach and I talk. We never get to talk to one another, and it can be extremely frustrating. And, Jackson had his first day of school yesterday, and I feel like I do a lot to get the kids ready, get our family ready, get the house ready, get everyone ready for back to school and important events like that. And I was just feeling a little down yesterday. Jackson didn't want me to drop him off at his first day of school,
Brutal.
Which was that was hard.
Don't talk too much about this because these are our topics.
I know, but that was my pit. It was tough. And then, and then Zachary doesn't always have the best. You don't have the ability sometimes to just be, what's my love language?
Present?
Words of affirmation.
Oh, yeah.
Zach does not show love with words of affirmation, but I receive love with words of affirmation. And so that's really difficult in our relationship.
If I don't say anything bad, that means I think it's good.
Yeah. And I'm I just need you to tell me I'm doing a good job, and then we can move on.
I'll finish a bowl of her dinner in 6 seconds, and she'll be like, well, was it good? I'm like, what do you mean it wasn't good? This is my third bowl. Okay? Of course it's good.
Yeah. But that's definitely, it's hard when you receive love different than how your spouse gives love. That's hard, right?
Yeah, it is.
You have to be aware because yours is what?
I don't know what
physical
mine is
touch.
Anymore.
Zach's is.
Yeah, mine's evolved as I've been more married. Now
you're don't touch me.
Now leave me alone. Don't ask me anything. It's constantly something. We can't just do something with. It's always added.
I know.
I just want to be. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. But anyway, that's my pit.
My love language has evolved.
Zach doesn't have a love language. He doesn't deal with emotions. Roloffs don't do emotions.
What's a peak for you?
A peak.
Besides the pit
I
sitting
know,
next
I've
to you.
had a lot of pits lately.
I'll tell you a peak. You don't even know. See, she doesn't know. She's just so mad at me right now. She can't even think straight.
I'm not mad at you.
I killed it with the pictures for Jackson's first day of school.
I know.
Do you know how many pictures Tori got of Lila today? 1.
No, that's
Do you know
not
how
true.
many pictures I got?
I only sent
Do you know
one.
how many pictures I got? 4 or 5.
You got 6, I think.
Bonus. She said bonus if you get a picture with him and his teacher.
He did. Got
a picture with him and his 2 best friends. Got a picture with him hanging up his bag. Got a picture in front of the classroom, in the classroom, and at his desk.
I told Zach because Jackson didn't want me to go drop him off, which is hard as a mom. Like, it's hard to like, my second grader already is like, no, mom, I'm good.
Because we're so simple. He's simple and I'm simple.
I know, I'm not simple.
And we just go, see, you're not simple. That's what it is. You just got to go in there with them. I'm like, hey, man, here, turn around real quick. Let's just get a photo. Boom, done. Hey, Becca, look at me. Okay, like make it fun, and then be done with it. And then everyone's like, "Oh, Zach, Jackson's dad's in the class," and then you bounce out.
Yeah. So you did knock it out of the park, but it's hard when your kids don't want you to.
Moms bring a lot of fluff to it, and boys are like, "Oh."
You did kill it with the pictures, though.
That was your peak.
I dropped Lila off, and there was a good mojo going. I was like, I'll take one picture and dip out so we don't have any issues. So you did do better than I did with the pictures on the first day.
Killed it. So that was your peak that I had to tell you about.
Yeah. I don't know if that's my peak, but I've had don't know if you noticed, if you're not watching, if you're just listening, I got glasses. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit here this whole podcast with these glasses on. That's another,
Isn't it just for reading, though, and watching TV?
No, it's not supposed to be.
Have you clarified that, though?
Yeah, I clarified it when I tried them on. I literally was like, are these just supposed to be for reading? And they go, no, they're progressive or something like that.
I'm just saying the other day when you watched the show, you're like,
I feel so they do help at night. When I've been having some issues with my eyes at night, like starting to hurt. And they did help. They do help with that. But like right now, I feel so dizzy. Mm. And they said, and I actually asked a lot of people on my Instagram, like, is this normal? A lot of people said it is. And a lot of people said it wasn't. So I don't know.
That's the problem with the internet, though. People say yes or no.
And I think that maybe some people, I wonder if it's not normal, but people thought it was. And so they like keep them on. And then now their eyes are kind of messed up because they kept them on for so long. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of in that boat. But it has helped me at night, which has been great. But like wearing glasses, I don't know.
They look cute in them, though.
Thanks.
That always matters, right?
That always matters. These were actually sunglasses that they made into glasses because I tried on every single pair of glasses at Costco. And finally, this lady goes, try these sunglasses on.
Tori will lay in a thing of thorns, but as long as she looks cute, she'll be like, oh, cute. Done.
Then we're good.
If those glasses were bothering me, I would have whipped them off so fast.
I know, they are kind of, it's hard because I think that far away, I just got to deal with what I have. Up close and reading on my phone, these definitely do.
We found out Tori's legitimately blind.
I'm not blind.
Things are blurrier than she
you guys, I've never had an eye exam before. Like legitimately never had an issue with my eyes. Like every time I've ever taken the eye exam, I have 20/20 on both. Right? 20/20 is like perfect vision. I could see perfect vision on both sides. And like a month and a half ago, I got sick. I had this like virus in it messed up my eyes so bad and I'm still having issues with it. And so then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going blind because I finally go to urgent care because I'm so tired of trying to figure out what's wrong with my eyes. And I go to urgent care and the woman is like, well, let's just do a quick eye exam. And she puts me in the hall and I do my left eye first and I could see 20/20. I could see the whole board. Then she's like, okay, switch eyes. And I switched to the other side. And I had to stop because I thought maybe I pressed too hard. And I was like, oh, just give me a second. Like my eye, I think I pressed too hard. We sat there for like a minute and a half. And then she's like, okay, you ready? And I put my hand over my left eye. I couldn't see anything. I can see it, but I couldn't read it. It was very blurry. I think I was on like the second or third line before I was like, don't know what that is.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that kind of freaked me out. I literally was like, oh, this virus is making me go blind. That's fun. Turns out
you're just blind.
It's probably been a progressive,
virus
like you're
is
going
gone and you're blind.
Yeah.
Is the virus gone?
It's a lot better. It's so much better. Yeah. I got this weird, I don't want to say it's pink eye because that just sounds gross, but I think it was pink eye. But it was like a viral pink eye, so they couldn't do anything to help me. They just were like, you just have to write it out.
Doesn't have to do with poop.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
Ew.
But he said that's not the one that I have. He said I have a viral. pink eye.
He said that just to save you.
Maybe. Well, no, but because I was like, give me some antibiotics. Let me like get this stuff over with. I'm done with it. And he's like, dude, that's not going to help you.
He said, dude?
Well,
okay.
No. But anyway, so this whole last month and a half in my eyes has just been, and then he goes, at the very end of the appointment, he goes, yeah, unfortunately with this kind of infection, it can last for like 21 days. And then I did the math in my head and I was on like 36. I was on like day 36 or something like that. And he goes, yeah, you're just riding it out longer than most people. And I'm like, lucky me.
So is this a peak or is this also a pit?
No, this is just informative. Okay. I don't know what this is. Sorry, I got distracted because I had to take my glasses off.
The peak off. The glasses.
These are not a peak.
You took the cute glasses off and then it went into a pit.
Yeah, because you're like, when I'm
now
here.
We're back to if you're not watching, we're back to peak. We're back to peak.
When I'm here, my glasses are amazing. But when I'm over there, I can't see a darn thing.
Now
so I'm just going to take them off.
To pit.
Just taking them off. What was your pit? Or you already said your pit, didn't you? No, what's your, sorry, I'm listening. What's your pit?
I did a soccer event, which we'll talk about. And then the first day, I was feeling a little nostalgic.
That was a pit? This is a pit or a peak?
That was a pit.
Oh.
I'm old.
Oh.
I can't move anymore. I have arthritis in my ankle. I have arthritis in my wrist. I literally got an x-ray on my ankle and they're like, you just have arthritis. Okay.
We're so old.
Yeah. Okay. And I was still like, I did well, but it was tough. So times are changing. And I got mad. I get mad when I don't.
So your pit is that you can't really play soccer.
When my body cannot play like I want to physically. You know, granted, I'm not playing like I used to kind of thing. So I shouldn't be surprised regardless of age. You know, I used to play every single day. I don't even remember the last time besides a dwarf event that I've played. But
also, what was the median age of the guys that you were playing with, or like the people that you were playing? The median age was
literally 15, 16,
yeah. 17. And how old are you?
There's maybe one 22-year-old in there.
And how old are you?
I'm 34.
It makes sense. It all makes sense.
Every single one of them had like a cell phone, an iPhone at 15. I don't even think I had a phone at 15. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
or
wild.
Like it was like our first one at 15, where it's like their third one at 15.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. But that was probably my pit. And then I get super frustrated and then start lashing out at the coach. Who actually
you got a little spicy, didn't you?
I know. I did get spicy.
You got to check yourself, Roloff.
I know, but just... Okay.
I think that one of the things about Zachary is that he is very, very passionate about soccer. He knows the game like no one else. You coach like no one else. Like I've seen, you're very knowledgeable of the game, and you're passionate about bringing dwarf soccer to US soccer. And so when you, I think, came into it with this very specific idea of how it was going to go, and it didn't necessarily go that way the first day, I think you panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's passion. I wouldn't say it was like, I wasn't there, but just from what you've told me, it doesn't sound like anger, aggression, disappointment. It was just passion. It was just like, you really want this to be a thing. And
yeah. So
you should have been the assistant, either the coach or the assistant coach.
Play, okay. The problem with me is I haven't played. The thing with dwarf sports is like you don't play a lot with other people with dwarfism. So I feel like you stretch it out longer. But then there's also guys like my age still playing recreational soccer, basketball, whatever, golf, wherever else. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a weird thing to still want to play at 34, you know, but the opportunities to play with other people with dwarfism, you have to be a little bit more flexible. And some of that might be you're playing with, you know, a bunch of kids, which is actually a lot of fun. It ended
up being a lot of fun.
It was interesting to see what the lingo was these days.
But also, I want to point out that like playing golf and playing soccer at 34 are two very, very different things.
Golf is a very athletic, competitive sport, apparently.
It's very, I would say, you're not wrong. I'm not going to say that, but like, it's not soccer.
There's going to be no. If anyone
you're
plays
not like going up against another dude.
Yeah, it's not a physical sport.
It's not a physical sport. It's like you do have to be in shape. Like you have to like walk to each hole.
When you're sprinting your hardest, but then also have to like someone just bonks into you, you flex up. you tense up, I should say. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was my pit.
But it's also your peak.
My peak was multiple things. My peak was this whole episode after we talk about it was the Rico thing at Grace Harbor.
Yes. Wait, talk a little bit about that.
Well, let's finish peak and pit. The soccer event was awesome. We thought we were going to get like 4 players here in Portland, Oregon. We ended up getting like 18 or 19. And then first day of school was awesome too. It all worked out.
That was cool with the soccer that it was here. Like, what are the odds that it was in Portland?
Well, UASA, which is United Adaptive Soccer Association, the girl that runs it, the woman that runs it is from here. And their first event was in San Antonio. Jocelyn runs it.
She runs UASA.
Yeah, she runs it.
Go, girl.
She's from here. And when they went to San Antonio last year, apparently, one of the big things when you're dealing with adaptive sports, it's helpful when there's someone that lives in the area on the ground, knows where everything is, can tour the facility multiple times. You get what I'm saying?
And you guys picked a perfect spot that.
Well, the rec center is one of the best centers in Oregon. In like this whole Northwest, I don't know, maybe Seattle has something, but
like I look at that and I'm like, why can't we get LPA here? Could you imagine LPA there? That'd be so
You can get
cool.
DAAA here. You can't get LPA. We don't have a big enough hotel.
I know. That's what's a bummer because you have that. What was it? Tualatin Hills? I mean, that would be the perfect facility for.
Well, and they're super accommodating. Jocelyn's see, that's the thing. She's very well connected in the area. Yeah. So you're getting certain things.
That's such a bummer.
Probably not at the, price that you would rent it to someone else.
Right.
And they were able to accommodate power soccer, amputee soccer, Down syndrome soccer,
deaf
soccer, deaf soccer. I might be forgetting one. Blind was not there. CP soccer.
I don't know.
Did I say CP? Mm-mm. Yeah, there's a couple of DSOs there.
It's very cool. It was very cool to that's a very cool organization to get people together with different disabilities to play soccer. Like that's way rad.
Totally. And then so, some groups only had 4 or 5 players, 6 players, 10 players. I think Power had 10. We ended up with 18 dwarf soccer, and that was the first time dwarf soccer was part of this. Cool. This is only the second event they've done. Mm-hmm. But we turned up, and that matters in these conversations later on with budget and all that stuff. I feel like it's gonna matter. Like, hey, if you don't put us, if it's not in Portland, Oregon, if we brought 18 to Portland, Oregon, put us in Chicago or New York, Florida or LA, and the numbers will be there.
And that's the thing too. If you're listening and you have dwarfism or somebody who has dwarfism, getting connected with a group like this, I think is super important.
If you have any of those that I listed, if you play soccer or any sort of soccer disability, and you're blind,
deaf, CP, Down syndrome,
some sort of CP. There's different levels of CP.
Any sort of disability, soccer, look into it.
Yes, UASA, United Adaptive Soccer Association, is doing some good, and there's also recreational top soccer, and there's recreational organizations already out there. I think how I understand it, UASA is a pathway to a competitive side of things. It's a gateway to the competitive. So it was pretty serious. We had 6 training sessions, 2 hours each, 3 days.
Zach almost died, I think.
It was go time. Our group was fairly competitive. Was it the deaf soccer that was next to you guys? I think they were mixed. At one point they mixed with deaf, CP.
They were good.
Yeah, they were amputee, I think, mixed in there sometimes.
There were some players when we walked up that I was there was a fence and we were walking and they were shooting at the goal, doing whatever. And I was like, Lila and Josiah, stay next to this fence. Because if you get away from it and this ball hits you,
they're kicking it.
You're gone. They had some power.
There's some serious players there. It was super cool. But that was cool. Playing soccer again like that. 3 days, proper warm up, proper all that stuff was fun.
Yeah.
But also the first day was a little frustrating. Expectations.
You worked out the kinks though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The kinks were worked out. The coach I go to South America with came up from Florida and coached it. And
yeah, Miguel's great.
Yeah, it was great. It was and again, it was competitive. We thought maybe we were going to get like, 4 first time invited, 4 or 5 players, fine, which is fine. Very recreational event. Just it's the first one. But it ended up being like, hey, we might have to like make this a little bit more competitive than just teaching people how to pass, because half of them already know how to pass and shoot.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
It was fun bringing the kids out there and watching. Like, they always love watching you play.
Thanks for bringing it. Jackson loved it.
Jackson stayed with you. Like, he's so
in.
chill. He was literally waiting for Miguel to be like, Jackson, grab a ball. Let's do this. He would have been like, all right, put me in, coach.
Well, Miguel wasn't part of the warm-up. Of all the coaches, different coaches had roles. Some of the coaches were leading the warm-up for different groups. And Miguel just didn't have that responsibility that day. So, yeah, I was able to bring Jackson. Hey, go hang out with him.
He loved it.
Oh, yeah. But then he helped chase balls and he was locked in. You showed up. He didn't even know you were there.
I know. I walked all the way around the field and he didn't. I sat down next to him and he goes, oh, hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he, like, when you guys played the game, you guys were playing an actual scrimmage. Like, there were 3 teams that were subbing in and out.
Yeah.
He stood on that far. He got away from us because we're talking and, Jackson or Josiah and Lila are doing whatever they're doing. So he went to half court.
Yeah.
Or half field.
Yeah.
Sorry, half field.
Yeah.
Half field, and just watched you guys. Like, he was locked in. Every time a ball went out of bounds, he was like, got it.
Yeah. Well, that was the team that was out is supposed to surround the field and kind of get the balls for everyone else. And I think he just caught on to that.
Yeah.
I took him to the meeting, though. I thought I saw a fly up there. I took him to the meeting, though, back at the hotel after that. And, like, I don't know, I ran up to the room or something. I left him with some of the dwarf players. But I come back down, and he's, like, playing, like, a scrimmage with a beach ball with, like, there's, a CP player in there. There's a Down syndrome player in there. Like, the dwarf players were in there, and he just was, you know what I'm saying? He just plays with whoever.
He doesn't care. Anywhere, anytime. I took him to a gender reveal party this weekend also. And, like, what is a 7-year-old going to do at a gender reveal party? He, like, stoked that he was there, but gets there and 10 minutes into us being there, he's got a balloon and they're playing soccer in the living room. Like, all of them.
It was awesome.
He can do that. He can just, like, get a group of people together and just start playing.
So that soccer was awesome. I like playing. I want to go one more year for DAAA.
Oh my gosh.
Well, coaching? I asked the kids at the very end. No, I said, hey guys, if you guys anyone's looking for a player, wants a 34-year-old. And 3 of them ran up to me after, like, coach, want to play for the Mavericks or whatever they were called. Like,
get out of here, Roloff. You're too old. Nah. You got to focus on bringing up the next generation.
Well, I told them, I'll focus on the kids in the morning, and you still have to be in the tournament by the time I'm done with the kids. Okay, that's the deal. Okay, I won't be that first 3 games, but so
I love it. Well, I'm glad you got to do that. That was way cool, and I barely survived with our 3 children, but I got through it.
Tori, well, hold on here.
Oh, okay.
Tori brings the kids to the new Costco. First day.
Which is freaking awesome, by the way.
First day of having the kids for a weekend where I basically said, I'm checked out.
Yeah.
I'm checked out for the weekend, Tori. I have this event, blah, 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 blah. You got the kids. It's going to be a tough weekend. Done. Okay. She calls me up first day.
I did not call you.
I called you.
You called me.
After the first session, it's only been 4 hours. And you took the kids to the Costco.
This was also day 2. Thank you very much. You were picking everyone up at the airport.
That's day 1.
No, and then the next day was the day I went to Costco.
Okay, day 2.
And I wasn't going to say anything, but you called me as I pick up the phone. I'm picking up the phone. We're in the food court at Costco trying to eat. I pick up the phone to say hi, and I'm thinking, it's going to be a cute little lunch, like, chat with my husband. As I say hello, Lila takes all of the cheese off of her pizza and is, like, dangling it above her head trying to eat it, then drops it, and it's just all over her.
Why were you at the Costco in the first place?
I don't know.
And that set the weekend for a tough weekend.
But they were already, I feel like when we were at home, they were just fighting. And so I was like, I just need to get out of the house. Let's go to Costco. Like, let's
go to the brand new Costco in Ridgefield, Washington.
Which there was nothing wrong with. There was, like, not a lot of people there. Like, I don't want to advertise that. Like, stay away. There were so many people there. It was awful and terrible. But like, actually, it wasn't. It was a very pleasurable experience. And then you called me during 1 minute of it that was not. But they were like, again, our kids are just in a hard season right now. I think with each other.
Yeah.
Like Jackson and Lila just fight all the time. And that's like,
well, we can fast forward to the first day of school. I think
that was part of the problem is like, we need more structure back in our life. Like summer vacation, we're getting a little like,
that's going to help. I think Josiah one-on-one time with him.
Oh,
you
yeah.
and I are going to be able to get one-on-one with him. And like, there's certain behaviors.
Because it's, I love all of our children are great, but there are moments. And I think we notice it the most with Josiah that like our parenting hasn't been one-on-one with Josiah. And so there's a lot of,
it's been group parenting.
There's been behaviors that have developed in him that we need to help coach out of him. Like that we have not taken the time to help him like communicate more effectively and not scream all the time and talk. Like, you know, he doesn't talk yet. And I think he's starting to get to this point where he gets very frustrated at not being able to communicate.
But also just think physically he's frustrated because he can't keep up with his older sibling or they take things from him and then he can't take it back.
Yeah.
But also screaming has been effective for him in a way.
Because everyone's just kind of like, oh my gosh, stop.
How do you make this quiet?
Right.
So it's been effective. So that's going to not help him learn more.
Yeah.
Because he's found an effective way in his mind. This is working. So
it's establishing bad habits.
Yeah,
like it's been lazy parenting on Zach and I's part because we haven't had the time to like teach him these things. And so I think that now that school has started, it is like, it's time to like get back to a routine, get back into like, I don't know, like parenting more effectively.
Yeah. Well, just one-on-one time with him too. So
I think that'll be good. But first day of school,
Jackson rocked it. You weren't there.
I wasn't there. So rude. Jackson did rock it. He was not. This was the first year that Jackson was not excited to go back to school.
Yeah, like he's learning summer. He's learning. Yeah, summer is cool.
Summer's cool. He was like, when I would ask him or people would ask him, like, are you excited to go to second grade? He would, he does that awkward, like 7-year-old, like summer. Yeah. So he was like, I don't want to go back to second grade.
Yeah.
But I think all of his friends are in his class.
I know
literally all of them.
He hit the jackpot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not big on choosing teachers. And
Absolutely
both teachers look great. Like they were both great. He particularly likes his teacher this year and sounds like she's fun and cool. Yeah,
she's great.
And 2 of his best friends got into his class.
All of his friends got into his class.
All of his friends. Yeah. Particularly one of the boys played on his baseball game. One of the boys plays on his soccer game or on a soccer team. So, and then I'm sure he's friends with, he has friends of other in the class, but that, right there, it's like, all right, we're already.
He's done.
Yeah,
we're
good.
Stoked. Yeah. So but he went back, no issues, would have walked in by himself probably if he could have.
Oh, yeah.
Still won't say hi to the principal out front.
I know.
Neither will Lila. Lila this morning when I dropped Lila off. And she knows now. She I'm there all the time. Like I'm at their school all the time. And I hope and pray that she knows that our kids they're not like that all the time. I think it's just in the mornings.
Yeah.
They need their coffee before they're
Lila
like me.
Did awesome though on her first day.
But then Lila, I think that Lila's...
she did awesome with a caveat or continue. Sorry.
Let's not talk about that. But I think that I'm learning that Lila has those preschool teachers wrapped around her little pinky finger.
Oh, yeah.
Zach and I are trying to coach the preschool teachers into being like, it's not Princess Lila.
No, it's like you're dealing with grandparents right now. Okay.
I know.
She does not need to go to the bathroom 5 times in the day.
She just loves preschool. Like she has been so excited all summer to go back.
So she walked in great.
She walked in great. She hung up her backpack, no tears. I thought because even at open house, she cried and she didn't want to do any of the activities and didn't want to say hi to her teacher. But this morning,
we were nervous because open house.
We're always nervous. You never know what you're going to get.
Open house did not go well.
Open house did not go great. Yeah.
Did not go great.
Yeah.
But first day went
and
great.
So I thought for sure she was going to cry and it was going to be like, it's okay. We have to talk through this. Everything's going to be fine. But she didn't. She walked in, she hung up her backpack, she went to wash her hands, and then I left. Like, I don't even know what she did after that because I was like, I got to get out of here before something happens. So they both rocked the first day of school. But I also thought, gosh, what am I going to do? Like 3 hours, it's so long.
No, it goes by
Then at
so
the end
quick.
of it, I'm like, gosh, I have to go pick her up already?
Yeah, it goes so quick.
It goes so quick.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But first day, I'm curious for like, were you always excited for first day of school or did you ever get nervous?
I was more nervous than like Jeremy. Yeah.
When you were like younger or older too?
Yeah. I was shy growing all the way through. And I got to my chair and I wasn't a super social person.
Yeah.
First couple of recesses, I probably just kind of like did my own thing. You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Isn't that funny? I like don't even remember what I did during recess. Tetherball, maybe. They don't even do tetherball anymore.
School?
Yeah.
Growing up.
I think I was more on the nervous side too.
Yeah.
Which is I think why you and I sympathize a lot with Lila when she does have those moments of uncertainty or nervous feelings. Like I think we sympathize because we were more like that.
Yeah.
I was not like Jackson for sure.
Neither of us.
Yeah. But I don't think I was as shy. I think it just took me like a second and then I was fine.
Yeah. Took me a second too.
Yeah.
And then what was our last
Okay, and then we haven't talked about Rico.
Yes.
Rico, tell us who Rico is.
Rico is a sprint car racer that I like knew about or like I've seen some stuff. But then last year I went to his race up here in Grays Harbor. Me and Jackson went up there and it was freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like sprint car racing. I don't know if I'm even using the right.
It's like no limits, sprint
high
car
limit.
Or high limit.
Yeah.
No limit. It was high.
The name, but that's the name of the race. That's not the name of the car.
Gotcha. I don't know.
I call it sprint car racing. You know, it has fins on the top of the car. You know, if you are into that, you might understand it more.
Yeah.
But it rips. It's a dirt track. They go around dirt, not pavement. And it was super cool.
So this is your second year going.
So this year we went again and stayed the night up there.
Mm-hmm.
So after the race, we can like hang out. Went into the pits before the race this time. After the race, Rico's like a super good player too. He's player, racer, whatever it is. They have standings for their whole season. He's in like third place right now.
Wow.
He's the first player to 10 wins in like the Kubota series of the Kubota high limit series.
Okay.
Of the races. He has he's the first player to 10 wins.
Wow.
He didn't win that night.
Right, because he had 4 wins. I just saw this. He just posted this on his social media. He had 4 wins and 6 second placers or something like that.
Over like the West Coast portion.
That's
or like
way
they just
cool.
went on a huge trip. They weren't home for like 30. The car had not been in their shop for like 36 days or something.
Yeah. Wait, we should fact check this. Because it was it seemed like it was a big deal. I don't know much about racing or, let's see. So, okay, no, that's not it. Okay, so 36 days away from the race shop, 5,700 miles through 13 states, 14 races, 4 wins, and 6 second place finishes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's I can show a picture, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask him. But Rico,
no, he wants to be on the podcast. I want him on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that'd
I was
be
a little
fun.
mad when he went from Roseburg up to Grays Harbor. I'm like, dude, we're 2 minutes off the highway.
That would have been so fun.
We could have hosted you guys. Like, so anyway,
next time, Rico.
Next time he comes to the West Coast.
Yes.
He's going to roll through this studio and we're going to have a little chit chat.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Just what he's doing. He's killing it. He's doing good.
He's good.
He's super inspiring, but also like there's fans out there. A quarter of everyone. His booth is the most popular.
Hmm.
Like
I've noticed since I posted, because I posted on our social media, like when you guys were watching the race.
Yeah.
Our fans are huge fans of him. I've had so many people that are like, we love Rico. We've been following him for years.
I've seen a lot of people like, my husband watches racing.
Yeah.
And I watch Little People Big World, and like, this
our
is
worlds
awesome.
collide.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But just like he's like, not just not even to bring dwarfism into it, but like he's good, and people like NASCAR dudes, big dudes are looking at him going,
well, how do you do that?
Yeah, I'm putting your name on my back of my or I'm buying your shirt to put on me,
And like, he's good. I've not met him in person. I've just seen social media.
Cool.
But he just seems so good with kids and fans and people. Like we commented on it because we watched the after, because he won this really big race. He
won his biggest payday ever by far. Like 100, it's all over social media. It's like 100,000.
Yeah.
For his race that he won.
So we were watching it though.
Yeah.
And he was thanking everybody else. Like he didn't, like he was like, thank you, but hey, this is for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
you know,
he's very good with the media, very good interviewer.
But not just like like humble. Like he seemed like very dedicated to his team and what they're doing, and he just seems like a good guy.
He's
like,
very quick to put the attention on everyone else, and
because that's awesome. Like a huge team. I don't know much about racing, but I would imagine.
I think his team, but then he was also saying like to the people hosting these races, the person that hosts High Limits. So he was giving love to everyone, not just his immediate team too.
But I mean, I feel like his immediate team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones that are putting all the effort into working on the cars, making sure the car is working efficiently. And because like the race that we watched, like the guy's power steering went out, or the wheel, something went out and he couldn't steer his car and he flipped. Right.
Yep.
Like that's like scary. You're literally, not to say that like you're putting your life in the hands of other people who are taking care of your car, essentially, you know, like that's.
Well, racing is intense. Like they're whipping around this track, crashing into walls, each other.
And you can't see.
It gets pretty dusty. Yeah. It's a dirt track. That surprised me. I should have known, but it's a dirt track. So it's, by
awesome. Lap 10, you're like, I would have it. With my glasses, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I went up with your dad and brother too. That was fun.
Bless it. You invited my dad and brother. You are a brave soul, my friend.
No, they loved it though. Your dad, Gary's
been watching racing since before I was born. He is like you. I'm sure made his day by asking him to go with you.
He was good. Your brother was chill too, though. Bringing them into the pits and everything. The fact that Rico also came up to them and like gave them the time of day too. Yeah, and I think they thought that was super cool. Like one of the better racers is like talking shop with them.
That's cool.
You know, so I think they were.
I'm sure. Yeah. My dad has a tendency. He's like me. I literally am my dad. We word vomit. We just keep talking. Ryan
kept him in line though.
Yeah, good. Okay, good.
No, he was good. I think he got the message as the night went on. Like, all right, if I just follow Zach, good things are gonna happen. Okay.
Well, and then my dad is always one for like free stuff. So I could just picture, because Rico gave Zach and Jackson a t-shirt, and I could see the bells in my dad's eyes, just been like, free stuff.
He didn't say anything though. I know.
So the fact that he didn't is like, that's impressive.
No, it was good. They loved it. It was fun to go up with them too. And they just knew racing too a little bit more than me.
Oh yeah.
So like what's going on here? What flag is that? Green flag, white flag, checker flag, red flag, yellow flag, you know, what's going on? Why do you think they said that? Heat laps or whatever else, you know, so you know what I'm saying? It was fun to banter.
I'm sure my dad knew all of that.
Oh yeah. And Ryan, Jackson and him, honestly, it was Ryan was helping me. Because then Grandpa and Jackson were just
Dumb and Dumber over there.
no, just eating popcorn. They were loving it, you know.
Oh, that
was good. But anyway, that was awesome.
I also want to say too, I think that it's so important for our kids to see people with dwarfism doing, I want to say normal jobs, even though I look at sprint car racing and I'm like, that's not a normal job. That seems wild to me, but like being in positions that they're successful and there's like, he doesn't have any, like it's not adaptive racing. Like he is racing with average height, everyday, like men, women, right?
Yep.
So I think that's so cool and so important that our kids can witness something like that. Like that's so inspiring to see somebody with dwarfism that's so successful in their field and just
and
killing
again,
it and
I
just
don't
kind.
spell it out with Jackson, but Jackson's like, he'll ask questions and like I'll say, hey, he's, you know, he has what your dad has, dwarfism, and like Jackson's soaking it all in. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like I like that from us. We're very patient with him.
Yeah,
we don't tell him things before he's ready to learn.
Right.
You know,
right.
But we also expose him to adaptive soccer events. Guys like Rico, Paralympics. So it's like, hey, these are here, and like he processes it more and more, as he sees it more and more, he can learn and at his own pace, you know.
And I think that that's
become aware at his own pace.
I think that that's something that like can be frustrating for us at times, because we really have all of our kids, but especially Jackson because he's the oldest. Like we have exposed them to so many different things, and it's sometimes frustrating because Jackson's a very stoic guy. He's a very like doesn't have a lot of emotion, and he's been exposed to so many things that it's kind of like the excitement factor is sometimes gone. Yeah. But with like things.
He's always been a stoic kid, though.
Always. Yeah. But I think that it's cool to like see him light up with things like sprint car, and you won't know it until 4 days later. He'll ask a question, and you're like, oh wow, you've been thinking about that for 4 days, you know. But so I think it's like it's hard because we want to expose him to all of these things, but at the same time, like.
Did I tell you that Jackson was able to sit in Rico's car too?
No, you didn't tell me that.
I sat in there too.
And it was tight, right?
I don't.
How does like an average height person sit in there?
The same height, and well, I'm sure all their seats are adaptive to them, like depending on your weight. You know, like I'm sure they want to be tight in there so they're not bouncing,
right?
You know, but I'm like, dude, you're my same height. I'm fat or something. No, he's probably got like 10. He's fit though. I'm sure he has to stay fit to stay focused and all that. But I was like, crap, dude, I'm not gonna be able to get out.
That's so funny. Okay, what were we talking though about before?
Oh, just exposing our kids to things, and then you said something about.
I know. I'm gonna be so mad. I literally had a good thought from Jess. Jess has so many nuggets.
Well, while you're waiting, and then Paralympics this weekend.
Yeah.
Watching that.
Oh yeah. Watching JC Simon and Miles. I don't remember his last name. Yeah. They were doing badminton. We watched them. Killed it. Like so cool to watch.
Americans to medal
in badminton.
In mixed doubles.
Oh.
I believe. Or maybe in the sport in general.
Nope, you're probably right.
It's mixed doubles, Olympics and Paralympics.
Really? I didn't know.
I don't know if it might be in general. It might be the first Americans to medal in badminton.
She just posted something today.
Yeah, look that up while I talk. But that was really cool to see. Like, not just all the Paralympics, everyone, like there's swimmers with dwarfism, there's table tennis players, there's track and field, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool to like, you know, get an American record like that. And they're like 19.
They're 19. Like she's so young.
They're going, like he just missed his first week of college.
First American woman. So this is JC Simon, makes history. First American woman to win an Olympic or Paralympic medal in badminton.
So in badminton in general then?
Olympic and Paralympic.
Yeah. So not just singles or anything.
First American. You go, girl. JC. And you're 19 years old.
That's Miles too then.
No, this says woman. First American woman.
So go to Miles's profile then.
The first ever medal for Team USA in badminton. You're right.
Yeah.
So Paralympic, Olympic.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's way cool.
So like I was saying, there's obviously athletes with dwarfism on like in a bunch of different sports. But
we also watched Zach Shattuck. He won a medal in
a relay.
And he's still going, right? He hasn't finished his.
Can I just say one thing?
What? Yeah.
I cannot wait till they're in LA when we can actually watch them at like.
I didn't even think about that. The Paralympics are going to be in LA too.
Yeah.
Oh, heck
And we
yeah.
can actually watch them when it's like actually like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not 1 in the morning.
Well, no, we're going to these.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
We'll have to go down twice. Olympics
I know,
and
seriously
Paralympics.
though. Okay, so Zach Shattuck and Abbas Karimi earned their first Paralympic medals together in the mixed 4x50 meter freestyle relay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
There's a couple other athletes too.
Oh, there's so
from
many
DAAA that are in there. Morgan, again,
but not just DAAA. Like, I think it's so cool. We were talking about this the other day. I think it's so cool that basically there's like a Paralympic category. What's it called? S6 that is dwarfism.
Yeah.
A lot. Not like fully, not fully, but like there's a lot of people with dwarfism. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Because Tess, I'm
Canada.
so bad. Yeah, Canada. She's swimming and killing it. There's so many. Like, it's so cool.
That was pretty cool to see. I was especially Miles and JC. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And like Michelle Obama tweeted about it. Like, because it's like huge.
That's so cool, you guys.
And again, not just like Paralympics, like Olympics and Paralympics for Team USA. That's history making.
History.
Yeah. So.
Well, and that's like we said it with the Olympics too, but then what, like exposing our kids to sports that maybe we wouldn't necessarily know about or watch. And then also now a sport that we are watching people with dwarfism play. I just remembered what I was going to say about Jess. Jess said, and this still kind of applies, Jess always said like she would go to LPA events or DAAA events thinking like this was for her sister.
Oh, yeah, who also
had dwarfism. Yeah. It's like you were saying that we don't necessarily spell it out for Jackson.
Yeah.
So he thinks that every time we go to these events, they're like, oh, this is for dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say from Jess.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, man. But that's
when you're the first to like that record. There's something special with all records, but like no one can beat that.
Yeah.
First, like I ran something in 10 seconds. Well, someone is going to eventually beat you at 9.8.
Right.
When you're the first Americans to medal, like
you can't take that away.
Yeah. There's no beating that. That will be in the record book.
I think it's crazy though, too, because, and maybe I don't know JC. I've never, I think I've met her, but I've talked to her mom more than
her. Both her parents are, JC's mom and Miles's dad are very integral in LPA. Yeah. JC's mom and Miles's dad runs our badminton tournament every year. Without him, it would not happen. Without him, badminton players wouldn't have opportunities with dwarfism to be introduced to the sport, which then leads to these moments. So both their parents are also very JC's mom and Miles's dad are very important in LPA.
But
and
I think that that's a thing though too. And again, I don't know JC well, but I don't think they've been playing for a super long time. Like this is just the start for them, right? They're 19 years old.
Yeah, I think at a high competitive level, but like they've been playing DAAA badminton for a long time.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where I've been.
Someone posted a photo of them together.
Well, either way, they're 19 years old. Like 4 years, they're going to be 23. They're ready to roll. Like if they stay together.
Well, it depends on what that's the thing with them winning. The competition's going to get tougher. More kids are going to look at that and be like, I want to start doing that. So it's opening up the player pool. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which is awesome.
I was going to say.
Also, if they stay on their game, they probably have. This was a Paralympics. They probably have 2 more Paralympics they can realistically play in. I know the English Paralympians for badminton, they're my age. Jack Shepard and
keep going.
Jack Shepard and there's another guy that's been there for a long. When I went to Ireland, if you're a Little Big World fan, when I went to Ireland, they were on the English team. Okay, gosh. They were on the English team. So do you get my point, though?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
They might have 4 more Paralympics.
That's what I'm saying. Is they're young. Like they have their future is bright. And for the sport, that's so cool to be so inspiring to young people to want to play badminton.
But they need to keep it up, though, because like I said, them winning. Yeah. You know,
people are going to come for you.
Well, and more people with dwarfism are going to become interested in the sport.
Yeah.
So I
know Jackson's interested in the sport.
It's going to
somebody gave him birdies and
I know Amy.
Amy gave him those last year or 2 years ago in Spokane. He's like, I got to find those. I got to go get them.
Amy gave him sticks. to hit his siblings with.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, weapons. She weaponized him.
Right now it's cute because
yeah.
Okay, but back then it was come on, Amy.
Come on. What are you sending me home with?
Yeah, so.
Oh man. Well, this has been fun. This is a good one. Labor Day weekend, all the things, school.
Are you still mad at me? Are we still arguing though?
I don't know. We'll talk about it after the podcast is over. Well, thank you guys so much for being here and rolling with us on this podcast. And just make sure you're subscribed everywhere you listen to podcasts, on YouTube, Instagram. Thanks for being here. This was fun.
Yeah, Tori likes words of affirmation, so tell her how cute she looks in her glasses.
Should we put them back on? Also, shout out to, I think it's Yvonne. Did you didn't even comment.
I didn't.
You didn't even comment on my
water bottles. I can't see straight.
It's so cute though, isn't it? So fun. All right. Do your best.
Forget the rest.